there are others who may be completely isolated and would prefer, time in solitude or being working separately. So understanding their needs is absolutely important. Supporting exercises and sleep and a healthy diet, which absolutely goes with the physical and you know the occupational aspects too, and encouraging helpful optimistic thinking goes in line with most of the things. So if you notice here, a lot of what I'm talking about is spinning around the wheel, where each of these parameters are very interconnected. You can just take one parameter and just concentrate on it at a time, but you certainly want to prioritize what is most important at each given time. As far as your occupational wellness goes, you need to develop independent living skills. And if every child out there who is diagnosed autistic or who has some degree of inside the spectrum of autism, if they're able to lead an independent life, just like being a true example like Dr. Shore, I think that's going to be the best thing that we have done for that part of the world. And also the motor skills, occupational therapists are the ones who would be building their fine motor skills and their gross motor skills and enhancing the positive mental strategies. Also the emotional development, which we talked about, and team approach with behavior skills. Some of these kids, for example, the student that I was talking about, she loves to work with teams. The reason why her mom actually put her in the Special Olympics was because she loves to be in a team. She loves to be inclusive. She loves to communicate with people, and she always wants to greet people with a hug. Every time you see her when she is out there, she wants a hug, and she always wants to give you a hug back. So these are things that we also need to be paying attention to in terms of increasing their potential for better behavior, for improving their behavioral skills, and obviously peer group learning. The girl that I was talking about, the reason I keep repeating her is because she has been one of the biggest influence, just like how Dr. Shore shared his path and his story. I think she has been my influencer in terms of understanding autistic people. And the next one, in terms of emotional wellness, or environmental wellness, sorry, comfortable lighting. We talked about this in a little bit during, when we talked about creating the environment, the right kind of ambience for them. A lot of these children also don't appreciate very jarry colors. That can be, interrupting to them. They want pleasing colors, maybe the pinks, maybe the light blues. They also need to provide a suitable workstation for them that is more conducive to any of their hand motor, their fine motor skills and the gross motor skills. And obviously keeping them guarded in a safe and secure environment. More so now, there's been a lot of studies showing how they could be more susceptible and have maybe some compromise in their immune system. So being more careful about taking the right safety and the precautionary measures to keep them in good health. And obviously, always like a retirement room. They love that when they are given that special time to actually engage in activities and then going back to a retirement room. These children, or the students that I've worked with, especially, I noticed that when you give them the choice and you repeat the same choice over and over again, then it becomes a habit. And lastly, spiritual wellness. This is much in a higher level that we're talking, which I think we all need to speak. We all need to seek some amount of spirituality in our life to keep us sane and to keep us well and to keep us going and to de-stress. And so does, these specially gifted people also. And so providing the right type of support to them, not just with the people who are having the condition, but also the parents who are going through, as caretakers or caregivers. It is absolutely important to provide the support, and forums like these is what we need to reach out to in terms of providing the right support. Seeking help when wanted. Obviously, there are a lot of parents who may be tabooed or maybe shying away, not accepting completely that their child or their a friend or a known person has a condition. If you're able to reach out to other people, talk to other people, I think that's another aspect of enhancing spiritual wellness. and the support groups, as I had mentioned before. And the last thing that I really found very intriguing, which goes back to my roots coming back from India, is guided meditation. There's been some phenomenal studies showing yogic practices that shows that autistic people, when they are supported with guided meditation, when there is process of meditation that they go through over a period of 41 days, that they have phenomenal enhancement in all aspects of behavioral changes, in all aspects of keeping themselves calm and able to express themselves better, behavioral aspects, cognitive aspects. And this study was actually an eye opener for me, because I've always studied about meditation connected with the general population. And when it came to me that the yogic practices that are being done up in the Himalayas, they actually do this for autistic children, where they are taken there early on and taught this guided meditation. It enhances their quality of life. That was a big eye opener for me. So these are just different aspects of how you can actually enhance the quality of life, more than just looking at it as a preventive aspect. I would call it talk about this as a lifestyle aspect, where this may be applicable in specific today for autistic children, but it is absolutely applicable for all of us at any given time. And we all need to be paying attention to the wellness wheel, and in different aspects and at different time. Once again, thank you so much for this opportunity, Dr. Raj. Like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure, just going through this whole cycle of living my memories with what I've had experiences with the autistic people, and now actually seeing people like Dr. Shore firsthand, to know that there is a lot more, and there is so much more that you can achieve with enhancing the abilities of these people, rather than shunning them away and calling them disabled. So once again, thank you very much to all the audience who have contributed towards Marilai. And I'm so happy and so glad that I was chosen as one of the guests of and speakers for the very first webinar session. And I should only be thankful to Dr. Raj. And if there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to take. This is just a highlight of how you can enhance preventive care for autistic people. I think there's so much more that we could actually do, and reaching out to an organization like Marilai would be the best way. Thank you very much, Dr. Raj.
Thanks, Lalitha, for such a wonderful, amazing speech. I'm watching your videos, and I would like all our people, not only in our team, everyone watching from all over the world, please listen to her speeches. She posts almost every other week. So thank you so much, Lalitha.
Yep, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the talk. After listening to your speech, people who are watching the webinar will start practicing all your recommendations.
Okay, so we are coming to the conclusion of this program. Before we conclude, I'm going to launch our logo for Project Marilai. I'm sharing my screen now. Can you see the picture? I would like to thank Dr. Sumati Ravi, GP from UK. Sumati, are you there?
Yes, Shanti.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all your time and effort in putting this together. And she's been working with another team in Dubai day and night. I just gave her the idea, I told her, I want rainbow, because children, when it comes to children, it's like colorful. That is the best part of our life, our childhood memories. And it's very, very colorful, like a rainbow. As you can see, it's a big rainbow on top, empowering children with special needs. And this is Project Marlai, and you can see the double star on either side. Whenever I see any child who outperforms, in my clinic, even if he or she is able to answer my questions or cooperate with me or like do whatever I'm telling them to do, I give them a star. I usually draw a star on their hand, and they feel so happy and proud about themselves. And during this pandemic times, and I'm teaching some breathing exercise for almost everyone, either the parent or the child, it doesn't matter, because everyone is anxious, including myself. So I teach them very simple method. I call it 7-Eleven. I learned it from my yoga teacher, Miss Michelle in Yoga from the Hearts in Coppell, Texas. She's amazing yoga teacher. And in fact, I will be conducting a separate session in the next few months only on yoga as a therapy, in the holistic treatment for any medical illness to the mankind, yoga and breathing. And I'm calling it mindfulness for meditation, as Mrs. Lalita said. Coming back to our ancestors, they all led a better life than all of us, in spite of having this technology. And it doesn't matter where you are, and we are all connected through this media. This is amazing. But look at the stress level and look at the lifestyle we all have, and we are getting burnt. So it's time to breathe. Let's all take a deep breath. So I tell them to count to 7 for inhale and exhale for 11. So even just with one breath, you can see relaxation happening to you, because we are getting more oxygen. So I tell them to do it at least 11 times, when they are anxious or when they are stressed out. So when they're all practicing with me, I'm spending like a minute or two talking to the parents about how they feel in this pandemic, especially in Texas. In the US, the numbers are going up like crazy. Just in the last 24 hours, the numbers have gone up more than 100%. We are so nervous, but can we do anything about it? So I'm promoting wearing a mask mandatory once you step out of the house, and washing your hands and keeping the social distancing, and not to touch your face. And I'm telling them, everyone, whoever is coming to our clinic, Acclaim Pediatrics. Okay. And I thank Dr. Abitoye and my team in Acclaim Pediatrics for supporting me in this project, because without Dr. Abitoye, I won't be doing this. Because on the weekends, I'm seeing patients, but on the weekdays, I'm spending at least, 1 to 2 hours every day working on this project, connecting to people. So I appreciate the whole team for supporting me in this project. So coming back to this picture, you can see, we want to hold hands, our hands, to support the children in this world in creating global awareness. It's not only the awareness, we have to diagnose early and start the intervention. And we have to promote, sponsoring for special children. As I mentioned earlier, we have started with our donation, school fees and tuition fee for special children in special schools. And I have a vision, I'll be working on that in the near future, to get help from all over the world and to help all the children in need. And you can see a small light, little, we call it Agal Vilakku in Tamil. It is a light. So we want to light up all the children's life to lead a happy, successful life like Dr. Stephen Shore. And I thank you all. And may I request Mr. Vignesh Chandrasekhar from Toronto, Canada, to say a few words to launch this logo of Project Marlai. Over to Vignesh.
Thanks, Shanti Aunty. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is safe and fine. First of all, I'm privileged to be part of this particular project, and I want to thank Shanti Aunty for adding me here. This particular project has a lot of experienced professionals who are willing to serve special children, and they are also personally involved in serving because they are very much experienced in their medical field. And I personally know how is it to have a special child in a family, because we should not try to ignore or try to be sympathetic towards them. Instead, we should try to spend more time and include them as part of our family. And I appreciate now society is changing towards interacting with a lot of special children via various ways, like opening special schools for these childrens. And now people are trying to not ignore them as special children. Instead, they think they are children with special needs. And now a lot of NGOs and non-profit organizations are coming towards supporting these children in order to enhance their future. I feel Project Malalai will definitely be a success and will support a lot of special children, or children who require special needs. And I'm happy to be part of this. And I'm obliged to be saying this logo is very creative. And thanks for Sumiti Auntie for designing this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vignesh. I wanted to give him this honor because he is the first volunteer in our group. I'm very proud to say that I have 8 volunteers working from different parts of the world, and they are putting in a lot of efforts in creating webinars. And it's nice to have young brains. And as I said, I have only certain number of ideas or new things in my mind, but with the support of all the youngsters, I'm able to come up with a lot more. And I thank my family, my son Karthik and my daughter Ramya, who is sitting next to me. And she's done a lot of work in preparing slides and posters. And I have to apologize because there was an error in, Facebook Live in Project Marlai. Suddenly, we couldn't share it. So now I had to switch to my Facebook page timeline, Shanti Raj. I apologize again, but I will be sharing the recorded video in Project Marlai pretty soon. If you have any questions, the floor is open for discussion, comments, and feedback, please.
The one thing I did want to, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. The one thing I definitely wanted to share with the entire forum and the group is how can we increase the numbers would be that if we are able to constantly share this, not just with our own pages, but through the Facebook page where we are able to provide them maybe simple guidelines or information on a regular basis to give them ongoing, besides the webinars I'm talking about, which you're going to have as a monthly basis. I understand. Would there be a constant exchange of dialogues with people visiting the page, getting information from your page or any kind of posts? I'm sure you probably already have that in mind, but I was just thinking with all these people, expertise that we have on board, if each one of us every 2 months or every 2 weeks, if we are able to contribute something as a small blog or a small post, I think that would be a phenomenal way to keep the Facebook active.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's why in Project Marley group in WhatsApp, please share all your ideas, because instead of one mind working all the time, if you put all our brains together, we'll come up with wonders. And I want to mention each and everyone in my team, because we have started a little early, we were on time, on the dot at 9 o'clock. We still have 6 minutes till 10:30, so that's 9 o'clock in India. So I would like Dr. Mohan Raj to say a few words, feedback and comments, please.
Yeah. Hi, thanks, Shanti, and I'm glad to be here to have a good beginning. And both the lectures were very nice. I learned a lot, inspirational, and all the best for Project Manlai as you go forward.
Thanks, Mohan. Dr. Mohan is a leading psychiatrist in Chennai, India. And what about Dr. Rohini? She's going to be talking about pet therapy in the future.
So I have a little question for Dr. Shaw. I noticed in your presentation you had mentioned a love for dogs and cats, and I was very thrilled to see that. Do you actually have a pet, doctor, and have you found that beneficial to children on the spectrum? It's muted. Yeah.
I have found that having a pet is very beneficial for autistic people and actually for everybody else as well. When I was young, I certainly liked cats. I loved cats. Initially, I was afraid of dogs. And I think that's because dogs tend to be more intrusive. And they also commonly would commit a grievous, what I call sensory violation, and that they might lick my face. But as for now, dogs and I get along just fine. I like dogs, like cats, and I recommend a pet actually for everybody, whether it's somebody who's autistic or not.
Yeah. I've got have had issues about children who are extremely noise sensitive, and cats are a much better match for them than dogs. So you agree with that, doctor?
It depends on the person, but I would say usually
Yeah.
there is an interesting book, a couple of books published by Jessica Kingsley Publishers. One of them is called All Cats Have Asperger's Syndrome, and the other one is All Dogs Have ADD.
Okay. Yeah. No, I do look forward to working with this group and contributing with my experience and knowledge on pet therapy as a veterinarian. So both your Lalitha and Dr. Shore, both your talks were extremely informative and helped me figure out a few more things. So thank you so much.
No, my pleasure.
Thank you. Dr. Sumati, you want to say a few words, please?
Hello, Dr. Shanti Raj. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Shore and Dr. Lalitha for the excellent first webinar presentation since we started the project. And it's been a great honor and privilege to be part of this team. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to actually create the logo. So I thoroughly enjoyed because I did discuss with you and I wanted to do something which what you have in mind. So I really enjoyed doing the logo with my friends' help in Qatar. So I hope to see more useful presentations in future, and hopefully we can share the ideas as Mrs. Lalita mentioned, because it will be nice for a lot of people to know more about our project and ways how we can help all these children. And I'm really very happy. And again, I want to thank you for making me part of this team. Thanks everyone for.
Thank you, Sumati. Meena, you want to say a few words? Meena is a special educator. She lives in Houston, Texas.
Thank you, Dr. Shantiraj, for making me a part of this project, Mayalai. And to be very honest, I was so impressed and floored by Dr. Shore's speech. And there's so much to learn. And the fact that we see that in our children day in and day out. And he's given a lot of ideas, and which I am hoping to follow. And this awareness is really, really important, because I do see a few family members of mine who are not in the mood to accept that they're going through this and their children are going through this. So I've been encouraging them to be a part of this webinar too, and I hope they've joined this. And thank you so much, Dr. Shantiraj and Dr. Shore and Mrs. Lakshmi. To Lalitha, Mrs. Lalitha, and your speeches were really inspirational and so much to take from you guys. I'm here to learn, and I'll continue to learn. Thank you.
Thanks, Meena. Thanks, Meena. Mr. Madhavan, and I thank Madhavan. He's released our video in his channel. Madhavan, are you there? Unmute, please. Can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks for this opportunity, everybody, Dr. Shanti and team. So I'm glad to be part of this, and I'm learning. So thanks to Dr. Stephen and Dr. Lalitha. So I'll continue. I mean, best wishes to entire team. I would like to contribute more on this. So thanks for this again.
Thank you so much. I believe we had more than, I don't remember the numbers. You mentioned about the views.
Yeah, on YouTube, I see around 11K already. I'm still counting.
Wow.
And Instagram and Facebook together, it crossed 1K. So total, I think it reached around 12K.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. And before I say anything, I want to say sincere thanks to Meryl and Cheryl. Meryl has been our student volunteer from the beginning, and she is involved in this project more than me, I have to say, because yesterday I was working, and she was on a Zoom call with me, and I had to go talk to my, colleague, and then we had one small baby with a positive COVID, and I had to admit the baby in Dallas Children's. So I had to talk to my associate about the admission. I thank Meryl for being so patient. I think she worked till 2 a.m. last night. I don't think she slept at all, So she was busy preparing, the speech and the slides and everything. I truly appreciate all your help and support, Meryl. God bless you and your family, the whole world, actually. So before we conclude, I just want to say something in our native language. Sorry, Dr. Shore, you may not be able to understand, but because we are going live and the whole world is watching, my target group is children with special needs. To start with, we are focusing on a small group from Chennai. I've started doing teleconsultation free of charge from July 5th. So when I do it, I want to help children who belong to lower socioeconomic group. As Mr. Madhavan mentioned in his YouTube introduction about Project Marlai, this is the project's main goal is to reach the remote, helpless children, who need help, special therapy, special education, and everything. So I have to switch my language to Tamil. Project Marlai வாழ்த்துக்கள் எல்லோருக்கும். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கிறவர்களுக்கு நான் மிஸ்டர் மாதவன் மாதிரி எனக்கு தமிழ் அவ்வளோ சரளமா வராது. அவருடைய வார்த்தைகள் எனக்கு மோட்டிவேஷன் கொடுக்குது. நான் இப்போ சில வார்த்தைகள் அவர்கிட்ட இருந்து கத்துன்னு இருக்கேன். இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி பண்றது எதுக்குன்னா விழிப்புணர்ச்சி இந்த சமுதாயத்துல பெண்களுக்கும் குழந்தைகளுக்கும் விழிப்புணர்ச்சி கொண்டு வரதுக்காக. படிப்பு மட்டும் போராது, நம்மளுடைய புத்தக படிப்பு மட்டும் போராது. அந்த படிப்பை நம்ம வாழ்க்கையில எப்படி செயல்முறையில கொண்டு வரோங்கிறது தான் முக்கியம். நான் 30 வருஷமா இந்த குழந்தை நல மருத்துவரா இருந்தாலும் இப்போதுதான் எனக்கு இந்த உலகமே புரிய ஆரம்பிக்குது. என்ன புரிய ஆரம்பிக்குதுன்னா, பணம் மட்டும் வாழ்க்கை அல்ல, நம்ம செய்யற தொழில் மட்டும் வாழ்க்கை அல்ல. இதை தாண்டி இந்த உலகத்துக்கும் எல்லா உயிரினத்துக்கும் ஏதாச்சும் நம்ம பண்ணணும். நம்ம இந்த உலகத்தை விட்டு விடுறதுக்கு இந்த உலகத்தை விட்டு போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நம்ம வந்த வாழ்க்கையோட நோக்கத்தை முடித்து விட்டு கிளம்பணும். நம்ம ஒவ்வொரு நிமிஷத்தையும் கடைசி நிமிடமா நினைச்சு எவ்வளவு தொலைவு நம்மளால உழைக்க முடியுமோ, நம்மளுடைய நோக்கம் குறிக்கோள் எல்லாத்தையும் இந்த உலகத்துக்கு கொண்டு சேர்க்கணும். மொழி ஒரு தடையா இருக்கக்கூடாது. சோ நம்ம நிறைய இங்கிலீஷ்ல இத்தனை நாளி பேசினோம். இந்த உலகத்துல எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் தமிழர்களோ இந்தியர்களோ யாரு பார்த்தாலும் அவங்களுக்கு இங்கிலீஷ் தெரிஞ்சாதான் நம்ம பேசினது புரியும். இங்கிலீஷ் புரியாத மக்களுக்கு நம்ம தமிழ் இனத்துக்கு எப்படி கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்கறதுன்னா, அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு செல்போன் இருந்தா போலும். இப்ப உலகத்துல எல்லார்கிட்டயுமே செல்போன் இருக்கு. சோ ஒரு செல்போன் இருந்தா போதும். நான் 3 தொலைபேசி எண்கள் வந்து கொடுத்திருக்கேன். உங்களால இந்த விஷயத்தை எல்லாருக்கும் சொன்னி கேள்வி ஞானம் வழியா அவங்களுக்கு புரிய வந்து அவங்க அந்த போனுக்கு ஒரு கால் பண்ணா போரும். ஏன்னா சில பேரால இமெயில் அனுப்ப முடியாது. நான் திரும்பி திரும்பி சொல்றது வந்து இமெயில் அனுப்புங்க, ask.malalai@gmail.com. உங்க அப்பாயின்மெண்ட்டுக்கு, என்னோட பாக்குறதுக்கு, என்னோட பேசுறதுக்கு அதுக்கு 2 தான். ஒண்ணு வந்து தொலைபேசி மூலமா அல்லது இமெயில் மூலமா. உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சவங்க கிட்ட இமெயில் அனுப்ப சொன்னீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு நான் சனிக்கிழமையோ அல்லது ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமையோ என்னுடைய டைம் காலையில, உங்களுக்கு வந்து சாயங்காலம், உங்களுக்கு வந்து அப்போ டைமும் இருக்கும், சாயங்காலம் நீங்க என்ன பார்க்கலாம். நான் வந்து இந்த உலகத்துல இருக்கிற குழந்தைங்க எல்லாரையும் பார்க்க விரும்புறேன். அது வந்து ஹியூமன்லி இம்பாசிபிள். பட் நான் ஆரம்பிக்க செய்யறது வந்து ஒரு துளி. இந்த கடல்ல நான் போட்டது ஒரே ஒரு துளி. இந்த துளி ஒரு கடலா மாறணும்னா நம்ம எல்லாம் கை கோர்த்து, எல்லாரும் இந்த உலகத்துல இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து, யாரெல்லாம் குழந்தை நல மருத்துவர்களோ, இப்ப டாக்டர் சுமதி வந்து யூகேல பாக்குறாங்க, டாக்டர் சாந்தி சாய்ராம் வந்து துபாயில பாக்குறாங்க, என்னுடைய ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் டாக்டர் மேக்லை, டாக்டர் பிரியதர்ஷினி. டாக்டர் மேக்லை வந்து மிஷிகன்ல பாக்குறாங்க, பிரியதர்ஷினி வந்து சிகாகோல பேஷண்ட்ஸ் பாக்குறாங்க. ஸோ அதே மாதிரி இந்தியால பாத்தீங்கன்னா டாக்டர் ஸ்வாதி சுந்தரம் மெடிக்கல் ஃபவுண்டேஷன், இன்னும் நிறைய பீடியாட்ரிஷியன்ஸ் கூட நான் கனெக்ஷன் வச்சுட்டு இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் மழலைய அந்தந்த பகுதிக்கு இருக்கிற அந்தந்த குழந்தை நல மருத்துவர்கள் முதல்ல ஸ்கிரீன் பண்ணணும், கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் எந்த குழந்தைக்கு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்குன்னு. ஒரு குழந்தை நல மருத்துவர்னால மட்டும்தான் இந்த குழந்தை நார்மலா இல்லையான்னு கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியும். அது கண்டுபிடிச்ச பிறகு யாருக்கெல்லாம் அவங்கள ரெஃபர் பண்ணணுமோ, என்னென்னலாம் செய்யணுமோ அவங்க பண்ணணும். எல்லா பீடியாட்ரிஷியனும் எனி டைம் ஆஃப் த டே தே கேன் கம்யூனிகேட் வித் மீ. நான் வந்து என்னுடைய இமெயில், என்னுடைய ஃபோன் நம்பர் எல்லாத்தையுமே என்னுடைய வெப்சைட்ல போட்டிருக்கேன். நீங்க இந்த விஷயத்தை ஷேர் பண்ணால் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும். ஸோ அகைன் நம்ம குறிக்கோள் வந்து ஏழை மக்களுக்கு இந்த விழிப்புணர்வு கொண்டு வரணும். அதே மாதிரி அந்த குழந்தைங்களை எவ்வளவு சீக்கிரமா தெரப்பி ஆரம்பிக்க முடியுமோ. அந்த மழலைங்கிற டைட்டில், மழலைங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு குழந்தைய பேச வைக்கிறது தான். ஸோ உலகத்திலேயே எதனாலையும் செய்ய முடியாதது ஒரு குழந்தைய பேச வைக்கிறது. ஸோ அதுதான் நம்ம நோக்கமா இருக்கணும். ஸோ தயவு செய்து எல்லாரும் இந்த விஷயத்த உலகம் ஃபுல்லா பரப்பணும். And I thank Dr. Stephen Shore. You changed my world. The first time I listened to your lecture in IBCCS University, when I got trained as an autism specialist, I got impressed so much. That's when this idea came to me. After I got my certification, I thought, we should make all the children, autistic children or children with special needs, like Dr. Stephen Shore, to come up in life and lead a successful life. Thank you so much. Ellarkum vanakkam. So long till we meet again.
Thank you.